So when you're using a lot of AI, there is possibility.
Not done very well if not executed by the right kind of people.
So with that, I think it's really helping, and definitely it's all depends on
change the future marketing of pharmaceutical industry.
Now, let's get ready for just another dynamic session on AI, a very hot topic. AI in pharma marketing. Is it driving innovation or just adding complexity? It's indeed a fun topic to discuss on because many a times it feels that AI just tends to add more complexity than drive innovation. And to discuss this topic, we have our expert panelists, Mr. Shailendra Tripathi, the sales manager and marketing head at Dr. Reddy's Laboratories, Mr. Rahul Dhingra, the head of marketing at Mayer Vitabiotics, and Ms. Zena D'Souza, a pharma marketing consultant. They will debate this question with Mr. Yuvraj Patil, marketing manager at Medley Pharmaceuticals, as a moderator, interacting with them and asking them tough questions. Let's give them a warm welcome. It's an absolute pleasure to introduce Mr. Shailendra Tripathi, an exceptional leader and seasoned professional with over 22 years of extensive experience. Currently, he's the head of marketing and sales manager at Dr. Reddy's Laboratory. And Mr. Tripathi has showcased his expertise in sales, medical marketing, new product launches, digital initiatives, CRM, and people development across global and Indian MNCs such as Novartis, AstraZeneca, Pfizer, and Dr. Reddy's. It's indeed a privilege to introduce Mr. Rahul Dhingra, a seasoned marketing leader with over 15 years of experience in the Indian pharmaceutical industry. Currently, Mr. Rahul heads the marketing function at Mayer Vitabiotics, a leader company known for its innovative healthcare solutions. He has previously worked at Brinton Pharmaceuticals, Menarini, Asia Pacific, and Emcure Pharmaceuticals. Also welcoming Ms. Zena D'Souza, pharma marketing consultant with over 25 years of experience. Her pharma experience includes Sun Pharma, Glenmark, Ipca, and Emcure. And our moderator for this panel, Mr. Yuvraj Patil, is a seasoned marketing manager at Medley Pharmaceuticals, formerly at Alembic Pharmaceuticals, Indigo Remedies, Blue Cross Laboratories with over 16 years of experience in the pharmaceutical industry, with a strong foundation in digital marketing and certification in this field. Mr. Yuvraj leverages cutting-edge tools and technologies to engage diverse and global audiences. He's always been keen to learn and embark new challenges. Let's welcome our panel with a round of applause.
So, very good evening, everyone. It's an honor and pleasure to be all of you with on this panel with the discussion which is on around the latest trending buzzword, which is AI. So today, with this topic, with this panel, we are going to uncover how this AI is going to change the future marketing of pharmaceutical industry. Is it really going to help us, or is it going to be scare us? What exactly it is going to be? There are many questions it must be in your mind while we were hearing to Madhuri ma'am when she said you should not keep a patient data and ROI data in one folder. So what if I upload that data on ChatGPT? So just imagine the person's scarcity when he thinks that that is not ethical. So what might be happening to that person? So there are such many more questions which we are going to answer, probably will able to discover through this discussion. So like I consider this AI as a GPS for all of us. Is it going to take us to the shortest destination or more scenic destination? That's the question I think we should discover and uncover today. So I request all the panelists to the first question, which is a topic. As AI in pharmaceutical marketing, is it really driving innovation or overcomplicating execution? We'll go with the flow. Shailesh sir, then Zena ma'am, and then you can, Rahul sir can move ahead.
So thank you, Yuvraj, for this question. And I believe that at this point in time, it is not complicating for sure. It is helping us out. It cannot complicate until and unless you yourself are planning to complicate this, right? So, very straightforward answer to your question is that it is helping at this point in time.
Right. So the one summary you can say where it's undoubtedly it's helping us to for pharma marketing. Yeah. Over to you.
I echo whatever Mr. Shailendra has said. And I always feel that, whether it is driving innovation or whether it is complicating execution, it is two sides of the same coin, frankly. Because where the coin will flip depends on the hands of the marketeer. So if a marketer wants, it can really drive innovation. It can give you beautiful insights. It can result in something very beautiful, very nice, very innovative, and very helpful. But if not done right, if not done very well, if not executed by the right kind of people, then it can definitely complicate execution, and it can become a nightmare in logistics.
So the strategy behind the execution should be key here.
Yes, I seconded all of the opinions of the panelists. And basically, three things I like to say. The first thing, the latest news, we see NVIDIA, the company which has now become the world's biggest company, 3.43 trillion, market capitalization. And the Indian economy, as you also know, is almost 3.5 trillion. So this gives a message that where AI can go. Second message that, AI is divided in three stages. Weak AI, general AI, and super AI. We are still using the weak AI. And pharma, I think we are still, even in the nascent stages, not 1%, less than 1%. So it is about the person, rightly said by that, it's like a person who is using the behind, starts with the objective orientation. It starts with what you want to achieve. It is like garbage in, garbage out. If you put the garbage in the system, you'll get garbage out only. So with that, I think it's really helping, and definitely it's all depends on the person who is going to use it and how he's going to use it.
So one point from all of the panelists has strongly came out. Undoubtedly, it is helping us, and we need to be very sure about the strategy behind the person, behind this AI, and how we are using it, what prompt we are putting. Accordingly, the result will come out. So my first question to Shailesh sir is, what are the main risks of over-reliance of AI for creative decision making? With your vast experience, we will be able to understand this question more clearly. So this question is for you.
So, Yuvraj, to my mind, you are asking me future question. Today, you see, in the previous panel, we're struggling to figure out how much we are leveraging digital. Now, talking about AI is level next, right? So we have not even started. When I'm saying we have not even started, is we are not even getting our toehold now. Probably we have just, trying to make our presence, felt there. Hence, at this point in time, the risk as such, I do not see any risk. Yes, if you are overusing this over a period of time, couple of things might happen. Number one, you might end up in standardization the whole thing, the entire content.
SOP.
So why I'm saying this, for example, if you prepare some content or any communication, and it is coming out of the database, and it is like pan-India. You have a strong database, and you are deciding something, there is some algorithm, and you are deciding some communications, correct? So there is possibility that you might miss the regional nuances because you are too much into the larger database. And this second part is that you will become over dependent on that. People say your own creativity will go down, but I believe that you learn a different skill in a way. Maybe if I have to be very straightforward with you all, so you may not rely on your memory the way you used to. But there is no need, right? You have all the information available at the click or at the tap of it. So this is the second thing. And third one is like maybe your brand connect, your emotions. So when you're using a lot of AI, there is possibility that human emotions might be missing. It would be very rational, very calculation based. So these are couple of the challenges. Other part, you might be thinking that why I'm not talking about the data privacy part and all. I mean, those are the regulations. I mean, how you are aware of it. Currently, also people are being fished on the the internet, and there are people who are doing pretty well. So it all depends. Those I do not see any challenge, but definitely these are the things that might emerge in the future. But for us, as of now in India, the way we are adopting AI in our practices, it will take a lot of time to reach to that level.
Yeah. So currently it is helping us. Not there are major risks as the penetration is not much as you are saying. So but balance approach needs to be considered. So my next question is to Zena ma'am. If there is one myth about AI in pharma marketing that you could debunk today, what would it be?
Okay.
It's a very interesting question.
Sure. So whether you call it a myth, whether you call it a scare, whether you call it a outright fear, I think the minute AI stepped in or the minute AI became a buzzword, everybody in marketing started feeling, oh my God, my job is now getting redundant. So there were huge, debates. There was a lot of scare. There was a lot of discussion, coffee table discussions bhi chal rahe the, coffee machine ke around in offices, saying that what is going to happen to product management? What is going to happen to the marketing team? We are going to lose our jobs. That's the biggest myth. If I could change the word from artificial intelligence, I would actually change it to augmented intelligence. Because there's nothing like artificial or natural. It's not a war between artificial intelligence and natural intelligence. It is a consolidated effort where natural intelligence could be further augmented by, artificial intelligence. So honestly, the word artificial is putting the pressure, saying that, oh, I am naturally intelligent and now I'm being challenged by somebody who is artificially intelligent. That's not the case. I think they go hand in hand. So honestly, one myth that we need to really debunk, but at the same time, I would also like to, bring to the fore the point that if we are today not able to harness the power of AI or understand the applications of AI for pharma marketing, then we are definitely going to get extinct in our roles. Because it is not should we anymore. It is we should and how much. So the question definitely is not whether we should or we should not. The answer is we should. And like Mr. Shailendra said, 1% hua hai abhi, and there's a long way to go.
Right. So natural intelligence and AI, artificial intelligence should complement each other. And now there is a chance that we should start to adopt this artificial intelligence. Otherwise, the people who is using this AI and people who is not using the AI will have a tough time. Yeah. So the next question to Mr. Rahul. In your experience, how has AI transformed your approach to digital marketing campaigns in highly regulated industry like pharma?
Very interesting question. So basically, we call AI. AI is not just one thing. It's basically this cumulative of many things. Maybe it machine learning, natural language processing, IoT. What do you call? There are many more things. So it is not just AI. Basically, as one of the panelists also said, AI is a medium. It's a medium to get your message sorted. But I would say, just marketeers sitting at the back, or maybe those who are watching, please use AI more of doing repetitive tasks, rather than using the task which has critical thinking approach, which needs to be creative. This task needs human intelligence. Still, I believe that human intelligence, there's no, because humans only made AI. Yeah. So it should not happen that, sometimes, I remember one course, of example, that I don't want AI to do my house, I want AI to do my household work, not my office work. So it's the other way around. So AI is very, very important. Coming to pharma marketing, it is playing a very, very important role for marketeers in terms of new launches, which is using of predictive analysis. predictive analytics in terms of forecasting. They give us the right forecast, which state, which geographies are going to scale up demand in which season. So this is going to help the pipeline management as well as your purchase planning team also to make it right stock available for you. Also in terms of it is a very regulated industry. So your word is called as claim. So the claim has to be justified. It has to be neutral. So the claim has to be pre-scanned. So AI can help you scan the claims. I mean, they can scan whether the communication is in line with the guidelines or not. So pre-scanning will really help them out. Also, AI can help in terms of Salesforce automation, in terms of helping Salesforce for a pharma marketer. Suppose you have designed a visual aid. Now, the field force team interact with doctors on day-to-day basis. So they have a lot of queries, a lot of questions. So these questions can be integrated with the help of AI so that in future touch points, so they can be referred to. Like for example, an orthopedician who is more interested into hand surgery or shoulder surgery can always be given the content which is related to his area of interest. Right? So as a marketer, one thing I more like to say that we need to define the marketing into various categories. One is as a brand level, one is at the marketing head level. So brand level, of course, your own prescribers, your other brand prescriber, or probably the other molecule prescriber, which we normally do, which AI normally will help in your generative content creation. But at the marketing head level or at the level of the company level, we need to see how we are going to aid the customer. That's very, very important. Aiding the customer is very, very important, and AI is definitely coming to the picture. So I'll give an example from my own company itself. So we're using Ortho AI, basically. It's an application which is a RAG-based application.
Okay.
Retrieval augmented generation, this is called as. So normally we are using LLM models like ChatGPTs and other things. But these information will only be there till the time the model is trained. Suppose the cutoff date for the model is 2024 or 2023. So they will give you the information till 2023 only. Yeah. They don't know what has happened in the last 1.5 years. So right. That information needs to be there with the help of RAG-based LLM models, which will give you authentic. For example, Ortho Association is more credible for orthopedicians. So doctors who operate day in, day out, they do CMEs, they do a lot of lectures. So those information can be embedded into LLM and give the right information, the accurate information, which I think he was also highlighting that the accuracy of the information is also very, very important. So that's, I think, all the areas.
Right. So what I understood or what I can summarize from it, so you want everybody to use this AI for repetitive tasks, to compliance issue, to understand the predictive analysis. These are the part which you find that AI has digitally transformed the marketing part. So
Yuvraj,
yeah.
I would stop you a bit here. So that's where I think where to start at and what to start with. Today, as Rahul was mentioning, what is the need in the pharma marketing which we need to address immediately? The very first part is like predictive analysis, and in that you see when we are many times during closing we realize that particular CFA is not having stock, and for you might be missing, let's say, 2% of your budget. For that poor guy, it is 100% of the budget. So how we can leverage AI today, at least to start with, so that throughout the month you are getting the live information. You are you know that which CFA is needing how much of which SKUs. So that's one part. Second part, again borrowing from the Rahul's point, is like how inside the clinic the biggest challenge for us is like what is happening between medical representative and a doctor. We do not know, and that's the the blind spot of the pharmaceutical marketing, I can say. So how are we going to leverage it there? So how you are going to give the customized communication and help medical rep learn something better? So these are very practical, very basic things we have to start at. I don't know if you guys are doing this. I remember there was a time when we have to train medical representative on certain communications. We used to run the competition campaign wherein they have to record the detailing, and it was sent to the office. One of the PMT or whoever would be handling that product, I mean, it's pretty task.
Yeah.
morning till evening, you are going to, scan all the audios or videos, whatever, and then you are rating, you would do some engagement program. You see, it's a humongous task. So, as Yuvraj was saying, how come, why can't we outsource some of these works or jobs to the AI? And I think our starting has to be from there. So we have got a system. I don't know, I'm sure most of you might be using this. So it's like whenever we are launching a new communications, our territory managers, they are push that communication and they are practicing on that, and against the standard, the communication, it is benchmarked, and you know who is where and what kind of intervention is required. So these are the places I think in pharma marketing we should start leveraging AI to start with. Yeah.
Right. So I think the forecasting was the major part which you highlighted. The training and the repetitive task again, where the PMT is getting much more time to get involved, or major time spending activities which will be eliminated if AI has been used.
So not only this, I assume that most of us here or connected online are from the marketing side of it. How do you decide a campaign? How do you decide on a doctor who is going to be the right audience for you? Let us leverage AI tool there. And a lot of discussion was happening on the digital engagement. How are we going to leverage, AI tools, to have CIS, like customer engagement score? So it's like one intervention, our TMs, they are going and they are detailing. The other one is like the meetings, your CMEs, or the third one could be your digital marketing, like certain flyers you are sending. So can you come to, the combined score, your total touch point or engagement score? Today, if I'll say, okay, the score has to be 90%, probably it would be unfair. Okay, I hope you all agree with me. Let us start with the 50%. Let us start with the 60% and benchmark this and improve hereafter. Right. So that is what is the need of the hour today.
Right. So the next question, which Shailendra sir, I want to ask you: what metrics do you look at when assessing the success of AI-driven marketing campaign, and how do they differ from traditional one? I think it is also a very interesting topic. Most of the people will be trying to understand to convince their boss to use this AI or get the subscription to show the ROI, what the KPIs to be shown to them so that get their buy-ins.
So, Yuvraj, I think you are asking a very relevant question. To my mind, understanding this piece of, let's say, ROI, the metrics and all, there are two types. We all understand the very basic of it. One is like your lead indicators and lag indicators. What are you doing and for what are you doing? So what you want to achieve out of it. And I think at this point in time, if we are keeping the measurement wherein we get some score, and that is very specific, probably that would help. If we are going to subjective, probably you will not understand, and even if you are going to convince to your bosses, even they will not understand. So when you are starting, let us start with something which we can measure. Let us make it very quantitative, and then there is some score, which is why I was saying your CIS, let's say your customer interaction score. Or maybe if you say that my lead indicators to achieve something, for example, if you're launching your new product, so your lead indicators has to be that in, let's say, 1 month time, I would reach, let's say, 4,000 doctors, basically to spread the awareness. So make your lead indicator, let's say 4,000 doctors, and then you measure against that.
So reach.
I'm just saying, making awareness, reach, okay, let's say at this point in time for launching 4,000 doctors. So let us measure that part first. And then there are a lot of other, the measurement criteria which we can, inculcate later on. Like people are talking about NPS. And now if I start measuring NPS in every aspect of the AI, wherever I'm, applying it, probably it will not help. There are certain insight I would need this. Correct?
Right.
One thing I'd like to add over here. Basically, AI is totally here linked to marketing. But I would say this through all senior leaders. It starts with the right at top to the bottom. It should not be, marketing is only function. It is there for the organization. So if you have to measure, you have to first make an AI a part of the entire organization. So I would say there's time will come, then there will be chief AI officers. There will be natural language processor in the company. There will be architects in the company. There are machine learning specialists in the company. So that is how the AI will evolve in the pharma industry, and their own KPIs will be defined. But currently, what is happening in industry, in pharma industry, what is happening is it's a brand manager's marketing job to do all the AI part, make things happen. So one size fits all doesn't work over here, and that's why the pharma industry is struggling to get now results and output, because it's a poor marketing guy or marketer or brand manager who is doing everything. He's making the copies, he's making the images. He don't have that technicalities and understanding. So that part can be brought into picture also before you measure anything. Also, if needed, maybe we can also have advisory boards for the AI. We don't need doctors' advisory board. We also need AI advisory boards for the organization.
Right.
Yeah, so maybe on the lighter side, but again, this poor fellow has to change his job within 2 years of time. So whatever he has envisaged or not thought of is, detried completely if someone comes and takes it up. So yeah, but that's the very important point.
So what you're saying is there will be a more future specialized job will be created, and obviously there are prompt engineers already has been there, but future there are pharma related jobs will also be created. But yes, what one point you guys are driving is let's play at the base level. Let's set some benchmark for the metrics like reach, engagement, or the coverage or awareness, and then we should build on that.
So just to add on to this, Yuvraj, see, when we talk about the AI, probably the whole thing is getting popularized by GPTs and all, and hence we talk a lot about the prompt and all. I think this is just one part of it.
Right.
Just one part of it, and there was a lot of discussion around the patient centricity. So let me give one more example on this. We are working on the tool called Swasa. It's there in the public domain. If you want to Google, you will find out. Just basis your cough sound, it will let you know whether your cough is serious or not. So it will throw your lung health index. That's the first part. In case if you want to know, what is the underlying reason, it will also let you know whether your cough is due to COVID, TB, COPD, or maybe any other underlying lung conditions. So when we are talking so much about the patient centricity, it is not only about the the generative AI. It's just one part of it. A lot of things are there, a lot of scopes are there, maybe in the preventive management, as I could hear one of the discussion it was there, whether we are talking about the preventions or we are only in the management. Yes, since we are in the sick care, not the health care, probably our thought goes there first, and maybe then we are thinking about the preventions. I thought I'll add to this.
Yeah. So you are right. So we should change our perspective while using AI, while chasing the matrix, and we should come out with this traditional KPIs. Right. So my next question is to Mr. Rahul. As pharma marketers, where do you see the most immediate need for AI? In brand management, in product launches, in customer engagement, or something else?
First of all, I am not very comfortable with pharma market, though it's defined. It is it is for the entire organization per se. So there are immediate needs, there are long-term needs. So immediate needs could be your predictive analytics, your forecasting, your generative contents, and probably in future it could be linked to drug launches. Now companies spend a lot of dollars, billions of dollars are being spent. So probably AI can be integrated, and those processes can be reduced, and better results, more drugs can be there. Also, I would like to say that it is not just AI, it is also about other technologies which are being closely linked to the AIs. Like one of the problems which Dr. Sanjay was highlighting, the patient database. Doctors are a little sensitive and they don't want to go into that areas. So probably the blockchain technology That can really be helpful for transferring the data from one place to another place without any, data being leaked. So those things, it's very, very important for a company to know, and not just marketing. It's a different, all departments has to play, probably legal also. Now you tell the AI part, you can define all the parameters, they can write all the entire compendium for you. Legal, what are the SOPs, what should not be done, what should be done. But it should be integrated as a company, as an approach. It should not be just marketing who is solely looking into, the poor chap looking into the generative part of it, which is also very, very less, let me tell you, which is a very, very, just a beginning part.
Right, I do agree.
So just to add to this, Yuvraj, for the marketer in pharmaceutical, I believe that communication is the key for any marketer. Okay, so I would recommend, let us start using AI on the communication front first from the marketing stand. And how we can use this, like if you ask any digital marketer or maybe some other industry, A/B testing has been quite common there. Can we do A/B testing? And what is the A/B testing? I remember when I joined PMT, Rahul, we used to prepare visual aid, and then immediately after those copies, we used to go to the field. You have to meet, let's say, 10 doctors or 20 doctors, right. 2 or 3 days ka field work. Yeah. So maximum 30 doctors you can meet, and you can take their input, go back and you say, okay, this is something needs to be modified, so on and so forth. Today, with the help of AI, you would come across immediately, you will come to know immediately, maybe within few days, and maybe the number of doctors who would respond to that would be not less than 100, 200, or maybe thousands, right? And you can find out which creative is working for you, which message is working for you, and which part of the communication is, engaging the eyeball of the, or getting the eyeball of the customer. So you can decide on if this communication is unique, or maybe if this communication, correct, they are liking it, and they want to, it is relevant, and they want to use this. Before launching that communication, you would know that. So probably as a marketer, we all should, start using the AI, tool for these purpose initially.
Correct. It's all about perspectives. Just it's all about perspectives. Which perspective you want to, not just doctors, probably from a perspective of CEO. As a marketer, you can see what is the perspective of CEOs, what is perspective of my marketing head, what is perspective of BU head. So those perspectives can be added. Also, AI can also give a personalization at a scale. That's very, very important. Personalization at a very, very scale. I mean, doctors who are early doctors, who are late pushers, who are laggards, and also the doctors who have different therapy needs. So you can personalize the communication with the help of AI, which a brand manager can do. Of course, second thing, AI can help, making not only content. The content has to be what you call, not rational. It has to be emotional, which currently normally we are not using. The sentiment analysis we call. What is the sentiment of this communication? Whether the communication is perceived in which tone, whether doctor perceived in positive tone, or he perceived that communication in a negative tone. Probably what is the end user feedback? Like, there are complaints online. You see a lot of complaints happen for your products. This product is not working. This is caused my skin burning. This caused rashes to me. So the AI can come into the picture by giving the response to those customers in a more simplified ways, in a more structured way. So repetitive tasks can really be helpful by the use of AI.
So, Yuvraj, if what I have understood, from whatever we've discussed and what I agree upon is, the first thing I think is very important, which is the leap of faith. And the leap of faith cannot be at the level only of a product manager or a marketing head or only the marketing team. The leap of faith has to happen at every level, especially the organization level. Because understand a team of marketeers. Here you have product managers and maybe senior product managers who have a lot of enthusiasm, the wantingness to do something new, the energy to get something new done. And you also have a set of people who have spent 25 plus years in the industry. You have gone by traditional standards. Those traditional things have helped you. It's not that they didn't help you. So understand the difference. And unless both of them don't equally take the leap of faith, saying, okay, here is energy and enthusiasm, and here is experience and a lot of traditional methods. If both of them don't combine and take the faith, then you will always consider AI a failure. Then you'll always feel, it's not great, because one of you have taken a faith, but the other hand has not joined in. So that I think is important. And one more point which I would really like to emphasize upon is start slow and then grow. Instead of trying to grow the whole hog saying, I'll bring AI from tomorrow, I will get into AI from tomorrow. I think the best thing is you start slow with a couple of pilots and then move on and onwards. And then, unless it becomes a way of life, unless it becomes a truly augmented way of life for you.
Right. So I think this discussion has taken seriously a leap of faith, and the one point which been very convinced personally is the communication. What Shailendra has said. Yes, we can definitely try, and that can be with use of AI. We can turn around the things quickly, get the feedback, get confidence to talk to the doctors if the things which we have done are right or wrong, and we get it quickly corrected by AI, and we can just have this thing. And what point Mr. Rahul added is like personalization at the scale with the help of AI. It's actually a thing which we should look for. And obviously we should take a leap of faith together in this diving so that this AI can penetrate more in pharma marketing, right? But still, if I would like to ask you, out of these three, brand management, product launches, customer engagement, what are the one thing where we need, only one thing where we need this AI to immediate play?
So who pays you the money?
Yeah, obviously the customers.
So the answer is very, very clear.
Yeah. So you have very interestingly had made realize that customer engagement is to be a key role, or AI should play a major role here.
No, so the challenge is like, if you ask me, I do not understand what you are saying by this customer engagement. So what exactly, we should be doing there? To my mind, what happens, let's say, if you have a doctor who prefers therapy very high, and your brand also very high, and you want to target him, right? How do you get him? Manually, it'll take at least 1 week time. You will, go around the SFE department to get the data. Data is not there. I mean, that's the biggest challenge, right? For any AI tool to implement today, none of the companies have the perfect data. So I think that infra is very, very, very poor as of now. If somehow the poor marketeer is able to manage that, and in that then he's unable to make the decision, right? And if you are able to make decision, maybe you have put certain math and you say this is the low, medium, high, this is the low, medium, high, and this is what the quadrant I'm going to target. And how are you going to flag it? How are you going to measure against this? And that's what exactly you were asking the measurement should be, correct? So it's not only, whether customer engagement or communication, every aspect of your life you can use or you should be using. The challenge is that how efficient your data is, how robust your data is. Tools now, Yuvraj, the challenge what we are facing today is like, there is challenge of the investment everywhere. People will not believe, they will not invest in you, right? And then many times people are using the free tools. And that's where, the question comes about the data privacy, security, and then if they are able to give you that level of customizations or support or not. So probably as Rahul said, customer engagement. So again, let us begin with the customer engagement, but define what exactly we want in the customer engagement. We do not need that level of the AI tool. I think within your organization, even if your IT department or SFE department, they are there, definitely, there are dashboards. So what I mean to say is, let's say if you are launching a new product, and there was a time you would ask medical representative to give the list of the doctors when they have visited, what is the number of prescription, what is the, what you call the number of chemists the product is available initially. I mean, those are the initial markers. Probably, that probably say the lead indicators. Now, how are you going to create a dashboard? You automate that so that you are getting all the information, readily available to you. So, a lot of areas you can leverage it.
Right. So
optimization is also very important, but the focus should be the customer. So central focal point should be the customer.
Right. So data analysis is one point which Shailendra has highlighted, and you are still stressing on customer engagement for AI engagement has to be there.
It's a valid point. So what I'm saying is like what you have from that point of view. As I said, look at the same system. You have put your doctors in 4 quadrants. Quadrant 1, let's say wherein he's using a lot of therapy, and then a lot of your brands. And then quadrant 2, where he's using a lot of therapy, less of your product.
Right.
For sure, the one who is using high, the need of communication or his need would be different than which is using high therapy and less your product. So you can customize, and you can actually, through your iPad, you can push those kind of the messages. So this part, I think we have not discussed it, how you can leverage the iPad. Initially, when we had this, it was basically, the paper on the glass. Yeah. That's it, no? Right. We said we achieved. And then this next thing came wherein we are able to make this little bit interactive. Now, do we have those kind of segments? Are we sending nudges? Our TMs, they are inside the clinic. Are we able to give them then the nudge basis the customer behaviors? So there was a time when doctor would have a query, it will come in 3 weeks. And then maybe when email and all of stuff came, it was like 1 week. Why are we going to take so much of time? I mean, basis the discussion inside the clinic, let the iPad throw out the information. There can be discussion around it. So as he's saying, he's making a lot of point. So customer engagement is from that standpoint, right? And that is going to help us out. Yeah, I thought.
That's an excellent point, sir, you have made. And you are continuously steering around, starting very small and then leveraging on that. So the next question to the Zena ma'am, what do you think are the biggest challenges pharma companies face in integrating AI into marketing efforts, especially with limited budget or resources?
Great. I think we have more or less answered the question in the last 10 minutes, but I'll quickly crystallize them. The first thing which I already said was the leap of faith. It has to be done in letter and spirit by everybody, by the organization in whole. The second, of course, is the amount of budget that needs to be allocated. Like again, the question comes, traditionally this has given me success. How do I know a new thing like AI will give me success or not? Why? Because initially there's an investment to be made. And you may not be able to measure the ROI the way you're doing it for traditional things. So that question, that leap into the unknown thing, how do I do it? That becomes a challenge. Obviously, like you said, budgets are limited. They will always remain limited. You're never going to be in a pharma company or any other company which is going to say, ja kharcha kar. As a product manager, you're never going to get that from your boss. So be very clear that it's going to be limited, and it's always going to be a question of this or that. Because you're never going to have enough money to be doing this and that, right? So the third thing is, what about data? What about the quantity of data, which is limited? What about the quality of data? Like we said, I think Mr. Shailendra made a point. What if the marketer gets data, but how do you know that it's genuine data or its quality is good data, usable data? What about data privacy? What about patient consent? What about the masking of a number of parameters that laws do not allow you to use when you're doing data analysis? All that needs to be brought into consideration. So these are all the limits. The first fear is, should I really venture into unknown? Abhi tak hum ek X cheez karte aaye hain, and I've been doing it for 10 years. So on the 11th year, do I really want to risk? Because the risk could be of your job also, right? You mentioned this, after 2 years, if something doesn't work, what happens when the boss turns around and says, boss, what happened? So you're taking a big risk, you're investing money of the organization, you're doing something which is very untraditional, you are going to have metrics which are very different from what you're used to measuring. Okay, you're going to have to learn. Because in the hands of a novice, in the hands of a person who's wanting to do it but not knowing how to do it, it can be disaster. So you're going to have to learn, you're going to upgrade your knowledge, you're going to have spent hours trying to understand, you'll have to redefine everything all over again. All these are the challenges that I see while preparing a AI-based campaign.
So also, Yuvraj, one of the biggest challenges at this point in time is that we do not have AI professional available at this point in time. It's the biggest challenge.
So AdWords of advisory AI will come to the picture.
Yes. Yeah, I know
that's a good thought.
So quickly I will summarize this discussion on AI in pharma marketing driving innovation or overcomplicating execution. So what we have understood here in the nutshell, if I summarize, yes, it is helping to drive innovation. We should start small. We should leverage on that. We should do on the points which are in our hand, which we can immediately drive. We should not aim for big. We should not invest big. We should start small. And yes, so it's driving innovation. In few parts, it's overcomplicating execution. So thank you very much for entire team of panelist member and Pharma State and Walter Kluers for this discussion. Thank you so much.
And through your discussion, it has slowly unfolded that AI in pharma marketing is definitely driving innovation more than ever. Now I request Mr. Vivek Sharma to felicitate our panelists and moderator.